Number one, man, I think the most important traits of a quarterback are accuracy and toughness and coolness. And Mac Jones has that in spades, man.
Yep.
And I know Brock is more mobile, but the problem with Brock, two things. One, I don't think his body can hold up. I don't think he has the physicality to do that over the long haul. It's been kind of proven already in his history. And number two is Mahomes does the same thing, but he's got the arm to get the ball where he wants to get it when he does that magic scrambling.
And he's
I
got the
don't think
frame to stay on the field.
yeah, man, I don't think that Brock all the time, his arm can do what he wants to do. And I think that's why a lot of times he throws picks. And I don't think that's going to go away. I think it's going to continue. I think it could get worse. And personally, I think they would be smart to just try to get through the rest of this season and just do everything they can to not get Brock hurt, run the ball like crazy, feed Robinson, whatever they got to do. Get to the playoffs. Hope that Brock doesn't have a Brian Hoyer style 5 interception meltdown game. Just make him look good and then sneakily go to Mac, offer him the Sam Darnold contract, and get that contract off the books and trade Brock for whatever the hell you can get. Third round pick, great, and then move on. And then I do think I agree with the last caller. They need to get rid of some of their top picks and just get a guy like Crosby, a proven guy in. And because, the drafting has been absolutely horrendous.
Is it possible that Jed York said, I'm not letting you trade picks next year because you might not be the one making the picks next year. So
sure.
I'm not going to let you do that.
Or John York could have said, we're not spending any more friggin' money.
How about that?
It could be a combination of both.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like with the whole, I don't think it's conspiratorial to say with the soccer team and everything else they're investing in, you have to kind of always follow the money with everything. And I think there is some truth to that. They might just be kind of like willing to, just make the playoffs right now and sell tickets and be cool with that. And
it seems like when the Yorks laid out their budget for 2025, they wanted to spend a lot on soccer.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. This is the year they wanted us because they had to Leeds got promoted and they want to keep Leeds there, although they won't. And so to do that, they're like, we're just going to dial back spending just a little bit on football. Yeah. And everyone knows it. And it's like, yeah, but we're 6-3. They're like, sorry.
Totally.
Better luck next year. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of faith in kind of their commitment to, I think they've had commitment to trying to do it, but for whatever reason, I just feel like where the tea leaves are going, I think they're just, like you said, they're kind of balancing things out financially between both investments. And I think they're probably just hoping that the schedule and some things will fall their way to where they can get a deep run in the playoffs. But ultimately,
I just feel like the Rams are like the better version of the Niners. Like they got the better stadium in LA. They own the better soccer team. They own Arsenal. I mean, I don't really know that much about soccer, but Arsenal's like good and is going to be in the Premier League indefinitely, whereas Leeds is like, I mean, the Niners are more important than Leeds. Arsenal's a bigger deal than the Rams.
Yeah.
And the Rams own them. That's a big deal.
That's interesting. Yeah. Like the whole soccer dynamic is a totally different ball of wax. It's just at the end of the day, when it comes back to the quarterback situation, like, you think about it, when they lost the Super Bowl, they could have, Tom wanted to come, right? Brady wanted to come.
Yeah.
They turned him down. They could have traded Jimmy for a high pick then after the Super Bowl and gotten him probably for a good contract. Didn't do it. Same thing after the last Super Bowl loss. I think they should have pivoted to Darnold, done a similar contract Seattle did. And they probably should have given Darnold more of a chance that season. He might have won that Super Bowl.
It's the same thing. And then in 2021, don't forget 2021, when they finally decided they didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo anymore, they waited around and missed out on Matthew Stafford.
That's
and
true.
got Trey Lance instead.
And then on top of that,
they could have traded those picks for Stafford. They traded him for Lance.
Exactly. And on top of that, if Mac goes somewhere else, if ultimately they just continue to stick with the click thing and just we're going to stay with Brock and just kind of whatever it is.
Because they've convinced themselves that they created Mac. They resuscitated Mac. And that Mac, if he goes somewhere else, it'll look like Jimmy going somewhere else. Not if he goes to Minnesota or Miami or Cincinnati or...
I think Darnold and Mac will start kicking their ass for years. I personally think that Mac is... again, his accuracy, his last year at Alabama, I mean, those numbers, you can't deny those kinds of numbers. Like he just did it last week again. The guy,
and I love people to be like, well, he doesn't have that mobile element. Like, okay, so does that mean that Brock Purdy is better than Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I mean,
Even in
they,
Joe,
they weren't mobile.
even
They stood
Joe
in one spot. Does that
Montana.
mean Brock's better than them? I mean, mobility is good, but it doesn't necessarily make you better than every other quarterback who isn't mobile. And the
No,
thing about
not at all.
Brock, like you said, is he's getting hurt. He's not on the field. He seems fragile. That's why I feel like they can't, even if they wanted to keep Brock and trade back, they can't. You can't trade Mac. You need a real starting quarterback behind Brock Purdy because you know he's not going to make it through the full season. He won't.
Yeah, exactly. Or they need to draft a guy higher for once that can be a
Yeah,
legit
Curtis Rourke, he'll be the guy.
whatever they
Sorry.
do. But the bottom line is, I don't think Joe Montana, especially later in his career, his first couple of years, he was a bit, but he wasn't very mobile either. If you go back and watch him, and he had the same traits, man, toughness. He was cool and he was accurate, and I think that you could totally win Super Bowls with Mac Jones. I'm not saying that Brock couldn't possibly do it, but your best ability is availability. If the guy's always hurt, it doesn't really matter. And if his arm can't get the ball where he wants it to go when he scrambles and he keeps throwing picks, it's going to be, death by 1,000 paper cuts, man. You're just not going to be able to do it.
Well, Brock hasn't played 2 games in a row all season. Let's see if he can make it through the rest of the season. He's got a lot to prove. John, great call. Thank you.